Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me. I am Saibot here for the mtgnoob, and I am excited that Gatecrash is finally on Magic Online. Today I'm going to be doing a Gatecrash Prerelease event, and the guild I have chosen is the Simic Combine, which is my favorite guild on Ravnica. As with all of my videos, I am recording this to get feedback from viewers like you who would like to help me improve at Magic. So please feel free to leave me constructive pointers of things I could have done better, or if you just feel like trolling, feel free to do that also. Thanks again for joining me today, and please stop by the mtgnoob.com and planeswalkerslibrary.com. Alright, let us jump in and see what we pull. Alright, here we are. Let's sort by the rares first, just to see what kind of rares we got. We got a Watery Grave, which is pretty nice. Undercity Plague, which isn't too great. Thespian Stage is alright, probably not too great for a sealed event. Stolen Identity is pretty sweet. Legion Loyalist is alright if we end up in red. We got our promo Fathom Mage, which is pretty sweet, and a Diluvian Primordial, which might be our top end. That'd be pretty sweet. Let's go ahead and sort by color and see where we are. So let's go ahead and take a look at the different colors. Gruul, we don't have a whole lot. Simic, where we would like to be, we have Nimbus Swimmer, which is pretty sweet, a Fathom Mage, which is pretty good, Zamek Guild Mage, which is great for us, Shambles Shark, which is pretty sweet also. Hydroform isn't too great, and Bioshift is pretty unexciting. We have a Gruul Guild Gate, 2 Simic Guild Gates, which is awesome, a Simic Key Rune, a Prismatic Prism, and a Boros Key Rune, as well as a Dimir Guild Gate. So if we decide to splash Dimir, we're pretty fixed up there. We have a Pit Fight, which is good removal. We'll likely play that. A Runation Worm isn't too exciting and isn't really a reason to splash red. We have an Adaptive Snapjaw, a couple of them which are good for triggering Evolve. Ivy Lane Denizen, which is pretty good. We can put counters on our guys, and Simic likes to deal with counters. We got a couple of those, which is good. Verdant Haven isn't too exciting. It would be a whole lot better if it cost only 2 mana instead of 3. You really want your ramp to be 3. Predator Rampart is pretty much unplayable, so we'll throw that over there. Wildwood Rebirth could be alright. Is really good at rebuying your Blood Rush guys for combat tricks. Naturalize, probably good for the sideboard. There's not a whole lot of artifacts you want to kill, and if they have a pesky enchantment, we can bring that in. Green Side Watcher is nice. We have quite a few guild gates, so that should help us ramp a little bit. Disciple of the Old Ways is pretty nice, and if we do splash red, its first strike ability is not unreasonable. Wasteland Viper is pretty sweet. A 1/2 Death Touch is always going to be great. Spire Tracer's pretty sweet. It's really difficult to block, and if we can pump her up, we can get in some extra damage. Serene Embrace is to counteract the mill deck. We can bring that in if we need to. Burst of Strength is a decent combat trick, puts a counter and untaps it. We can ambush people. Let's go take a look at the blue. We got the Primordial and the Stolen Identity, which are pretty great. Leyline Phantom's pretty good at triggering Evolve, which is pretty decent for us. Scatter Arc, a little bit expensive, but it replaces itself. Probably want that for the sideboard. Clinging Animalies, it's an Evolve guy. It'll trigger most of your Evolve guys, and it'll protect you on the floor really well, so that's pretty good for us. Sage's Row Denizen, I don't think we're going to be milling, so we don't really need that unless we go Dimir, so that one's a maybe. Sky Games Get out of here. We don't need that. Hands of Binding is pretty great. That's good removal for us. Frilled Oculus is pretty sweet. It'll block very well, and it threatens to get in for 3 damage. Goriophobia is alright. It's decent removal. You can put it on your evolve guys to help them trigger and then bounce it back and cripple one of their guys. Rapid hybridization is really sweet. That's gets rid of some pesky guys, or we can kill one of our early guys and trigger some evolve. And we get a Cloud from Fin Raptor, which is excellent. That's one of the 1-drops we definitely need to see. Let's see here. If our Simic looks really good, I would really like to play Simic. We have quite a bit of it. Simic goes with Gruul with red or black for Dimir. So let's look at black. We got Killing Glare, which is really decent removal. Undercity Plague is pretty mediocre. Smog Elemental is it's a really great card, but it's double black, so we're unlikely to play that. Horror of the Dim is alright. Its stats aren't too horrible, and giving it hexproof, having virtual hexproof isn't unreasonable to have. Syndicate Enforcer is pretty nice to have some extort, but if it's on the splash, we might not be able to extort all that often. Balustrade Spy is a flyer with mill on it. It's pretty decent for a flyer, and the mill is pretty inconsequential for us, but it's decent. Gutter Skulk is just a 2/2 bear. We might play it if we need to fill, but we probably won't. Devour Flesh, that's decent removal. If you get it in early, they don't gain a whole lot of life, and you get rid of something pretty easily. And then a Parasite Thrall, probably don't need that if we end up splashing Dimir. We got Psychic Strike, which is a hard counter for only 1 blue mana, which is pretty nice. The milling probably is inconsequential for us. Paranoid Delusion probably isn't anything we want, so we'll throw that all the way over here with Sky Games and the other things we aren't playing. So black is, we got some removal we probably want, but it isn't too exciting. Let's look at the red. Structural Collapse is just too expensive. 10th Street Market is alright. It's kind of expensive, but looting is looting, and that's usually pretty good, even though it's red looting. Scorchwalker is better as a combat trick, but it's a decent creature, and the combat trick part's hard to splash, but the creature itself isn't too bad. We have 2 of those. There's a Skinbrad and Goblin, which is a better combat trick and a decent first early guy. Madcap Skills is that's a really great enchantment, even though enchantments tend to be pretty bad. This one you can get in quite a bit of damage since they have to block it awkwardly. Fire Fist Striker is alright. I'm not sure how aggressive we'll be, so probably don't need that if we're on the splash. Same with Bomber Corp. We're not too into Boros. We did get a Boros Charm, which is pretty sweet, and a Sky Knight Legionnaire, but I think we still have the best chance for going Simic. We have a lot of really strong Simic cards. Legion Loyalist again, that one's a decent creature. Probably not what we want to be doing though. Furious Resistance would be decent for us, where it's a red card, but Boros don't really want it. But if we're splashing red for Gruul, then it can be a decent combat trick for us. Foundry Street Denizen, not really what we want. So let's throw in the Simic stuff. We'll just throw it all in there. Make some cuts on what we want. Let's sort by converted mana cost. We have 30, so we probably don't even need to splash, but We probably will, so that we can at least get some removal. So bioshift, don't really care about that. The other 1-drops are pretty nice, but we don't want to be too 1-drop heavy. With Simic, you really want to curve out. You don't have a lot of ways to pump up the Spire Tracer, so let's throw that out for now. The Viper is a good combat trick anyway. You can trade up. You get 2 for 1, but if you do it right, it'll be really great for us. Rapid hybridization is removal for us, so we definitely want that. And Cloudfin Raptor is just the really aggressive early drop we want. So we'll go ahead and keep all those. The Simic Guildmage, or Zemek Guildmage, we definitely want. Shamble Shark is pretty sweet. Nimblest Swimmer, we probably want it here or here, so let's throw that over there. Wildwood Rebirth, we don't have a whole lot of Blood Rush guys, so that's probably not what we need. Naturalize, like I said, is more of a sideboard card. Green Side Watcher is definitely going to be good for us. Disciple of the Old Ways is a bear. It should trigger some of our evolve guys, which we don't have a whole lot of early ones, sadly. But it's still a decent card. Kinda makes us want to splash the Gruul stuff, but we'll see. Hands of Binding is going to be removal for us, so that's great. Frilled Oculus is a really good way to block, and it should trigger some evolve guys, so we want that. Hydroform is a trick, but I don't think we want to be doing that. Agoraphobia, like I said, it could help us trigger evolve, but I'm not sure we need that. We'll leave it in for now. Verdant Haven, our 3-drops are pretty lackluster. We don't want Sage's Road Denizen. We're not really milling. Fathom Mage is sweet. We definitely want to play that. Same with the Ivy Denizens. It should trigger some of our evolve guys and give us some extra counters. Scatter Arc as removal. It isn't really good removal, but it should stop combat tricks. It doesn't stop Blood Rush, sadly, so I'm not sure we need that. Let's go ahead and cut it for now. Clinging Anemone will definitely help protect us since we aren't too overly aggressive. We have the Nimbus Swimmer, Snapjaw, which is pretty decent. We don't have a whole lot of evolved guys, sadly. We have Cloudfin Raptor, Shamble Shark, and then the adaptive Snapjaws, which isn't the greatest. We probably don't need 2 of them then, so let's go ahead and cut one. Leyline Phantom, I'm not sure. If we end up, we don't have a whole lot of evolve guys, so using it to trigger evolve is probably not going to be as useful for us, and our other 5-drops are probably going to be better for us. We do need some playables, so let's go ahead and let's cut that. I want our high end to be fairly low. We do have some ramp. I think the Verdant Haven should probably stand for us to help us ramp. The 2 life isn't horrible, and getting to color fix in ramp is pretty decent for us. So I think we are fairly creature. We have a decent creature count, which is nice. We don't have a whole lot of removal. We have this could help us remove something. This is removal. If we get this on a evasive guy, we could take down our best guy each turn. Goryophobia isn't too much removal, but it'll save us damage or help us trigger evolve. So we're definitely needing removal. Red doesn't really have a whole lot of removal for us, but black did. We have Killing Glare. We have Devour Flesh, which should be good removal for us. Psychic Strike as a counter, a hard counter, should be pretty nice for us. So let's go ahead and add that in. Let's see what else we can play. The Syndicate, Our 4 drops are pretty heavy. We want some 3 drops, which I'm not sure we're getting many. Let's see, we have the key rune. We definitely want to play that. Yeah, we don't have too many 3 drops, so that is what it is. This is 24, and we're splashing for some removal. Yeah, I don't think we need the Devour and Flesh. The Simic key rune will help us ramp. I think this looks fairly decent for us. We have some ramp to get us there, so let's add that. Let's add the Watery Grave because we can. The Dimir Guildgate should help us fix. The Madcap skills would be nice. Not sure if red would be better for us. There's not a whole lot of red that we want. There'd be the combat tricks with the Goblin, the Scorchwalker, which would be hard for us. 10 Street Market would be alright. 3-4 guy. Yeah, maybe we want this if we're splashing black, which would mean we'd need to make a cut. Which are 2 drop. I don't think we need the Disciple of Old Ways. We're not splashing the red, and we have some better 2 drops already. So that gives us 23, which should be right on for us. Let's go add these lands in. See what it suggests. We don't need 3 black. I think we just need 1 swamp. We're splashing 3 black cards. They're all 1 black, and we have other fixings, so I think that should be fine. Add a couple of more forests. That'd give us 1, 2, 8 green sources, 4, 10 blue sources, 3 black sources. I guess adding another black source isn't going to hurt us. We do have 3 black cards. Getting color screwed is not going to be fun. So that gives us 4, 9 blue, 8 green, and 4 black. That seems reasonable. We also have 2 green, or a green and a blue with the key rune. Let's go ahead and add those in. Did we miss a key rune? No, the other key rune was Boros. So I think this looks pretty good. We have a decent curve. We have a lot of creatures. Let's go ahead and submit this, and I'll see you guys in round 1.